yeah. Like there's something about teenagers always coming up with the stupid edgy characters. Like it doesn't matter like how fucking it's like the fucking Jeff Kusanagi theorem. Um, Let me explain the Jeff Kusanagi theorem to you guys. This is like a science. This is a science. Um, mm. So the Jeff Kusanagi theorem refers to a character design process where a character is designed by a teenager. So my character is an edgy, all-powerful vampire princess who has two major boyfriend, werewolf. Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, it starts from a teenager. Let's draw a teenager here. Maybe he has some zits on his face, like this, and he watches his first anime, which is probably something from Shonen Jump. So it's like Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto, My Hero Academia, or fucking Demon Slayer. It's one of these. Almost always. It's one of these guys. And they're like, yeah, fuck. I want to make my own character now too. And because they're a fucking edgy loser teen who thinks they're hot shit, because hormones are funny, they create their own character. And it's like, it looks like this, and he's like cool, and he, for some reason, he has Goku's hair, and he has all the powers. He's the strongest character in the universe. And the thing with him is also that because it's his original character and he doesn't really have any sense for character design yet, he inserts himself into the character, which is why the character's name is going to be Jeff, because his name is also Jeff, but his surname is going to be something cool, something Japanese, so it's going to be Kusanagi, because that's the name of some character that he saw in an anime, because he doesn't understand any Japanese whatsoever. Thus, Jeff Kusanagi is born. The same principle applies to furries, where instead of the Kusanagi part, it's just replaced with like Moon Fang, or Moon Paw, or Moon Tail. It's one of these three. And the moon can be replaced with things like night, silver, or gold maybe, or dark, something like this, something stupid, edgy garbage. Like, you know, you can probably recognize yourself in this shit if you understand this process, the Jeff Kusanagi process. Do you count Pokemon as an anime? Was very, very westernized. I do count it as an anime. It is quite anime. I can't think of a name for one of my characters. Maybe call it Jeff. Jeff Kusanagi. I named myself Angel of Darkness when I was a teen. Ah, no! I'm no better. I just explained Miyuki. Miyuki, who is my first OC, and her surname was supposed to mean Death Rose. I was a loser too. Don't worry. But it ended up meaning a stupid brand of white vinegar instead, because I didn't know Japanese very well. Some of my character names are so edgy they'll go through a whole ass rework. Moonfeng, is it Korean or something? This is hurting me. I feel like I did this once. Oh god, this is hitting harder. This is hitting harder than I expected. Let's go deeper into the Jeff Kusanagi theorem. So, a really sort of serious or important character design point about Jeff Kusanagi is the fact that he's the coolest shit ever, but he's also you. So he hates his father. Because his father doesn't let him play on his Switch all the time. Because no Switch. This is colored like because his father abandoned him when he was a child, and his mother was killed by his uncle or whatever. But he has some kind of super cringy personal detail about him that is reflectable directly into you, one way or another, and more like kusogaki. Parents are either dead or hated. That is very common. That is very common for these characters. They have some kind of fucking issue with their parents. The same is with Mai Miyuki. Mai Miyuki, her mortal enemy is her mother. Her mother is actually a really cool character. I've sort of developed her into a really complex and fun character. But she used to be the cringiest fucker as well. but this is a really important factor, is that they hate their parents, like, or something. There's something in their life that they sort of have a very antagonistic relationship to. Another thing is that despite having all the powers, has all powers, and is super brooding. Sad backstory. But for some reason, almost all the context that you involve the character in is extremely romantic or horny. Because you're a teenager, and you're reflecting everything about yourself into this character, and you're probably yearning for romance, and you're probably a little bit horny. And it's new and exciting, so your character, Jeff Kusanagi, is definitely going to be horny too. Weeb, that's so cringe. Oh shit. At least that would have raised in his life. If they're a Pokemon character, they have at least 2 legendaries in their collection. That is very true. That is very true. If it's a Pokemon OC, they absolutely need to have legendary Pokemon in their inventory. So now we have has all the powers, is brooding, has sad backstory, is romantic and horny. These are important. Then I've been called cringe. And then here's a divergence. There's the divergence point into this story. There's 2 options that's gonna happen here. You grow up and bury your dark past. Or you escalate. And if you end up doing the choice of escalation, there's also 2 different paths. Either it's edgy or it's horny. And the edgy kind of people, usually, like these kinds of people who go down the edgy path instead of the horny path, They are usually these two paths can sort of mix up a little bit, but if we go pure edge, then the end result is usually these people who write stories on Amazon and like nobody reads them. This is your Amazon. It's your fate. And then it's if it's horny, then Jeff Kusanagi suddenly gets a diaper fetish. And this is when we're too deep. This is when we have reached the abyss of your creativity. And then we reach the truth of what Jeff Kusanagi truly is. Jeff Kusanagi, the final summary. He's the coolest dude in the world. Has all the powers. Hates his father. Wants to be dressed in diapers. And has saved the universe at least 5 times. And and because you're so deep in the abyss, you don't realize that this is weird. Because you've been in this culture, in this abyss culture for so long, you grow completely blind to understanding that, wait, this is kind of weird, isn't it? And that is truly what creates a Jeff Kusanagi. Yeah. Now you guys understand the Jeff Kusanagi theorem as well. You're welcome. Some of you might recognize yourselves on this path somewhere. So yeah. And then there's the sort of, in here, there's a sort of like an evolution that people can make here, and there's also an evolution in here, and these are the sort of the rare kinds of people, which is this becomes self-aware and turns it into comedy, which works really powerfully, and a lot of people really like this kind of shit. And this one is they understand true edge. And they start creating really actually edgy, like, good stories. Because they are being edgy isn't bad. Being 15 and edgy is probably bad because you have no idea how to write a good story. But writing a good serious story is a skill. And some people who go down this exact same path can reach to the point when they reach the true edge and they understand how to write actually cool characters that are like nice. And then there's the people who go into the abyss who understand how cringe they are and they start making comedy out of it. And then that sort of works out. We haven't seen what Mae wears beneath her blue dress, and frankly I don't want to know. You never know. You never know. Until the Rule 34 starts falling in. But yeah, I hope you guys feel enlightened